No one showed up to the auction. I bought a galactic ship. The secret inside surprised me. Ships of all shapes and sizes sat in neat rows, their metal hulls gleaming under the twin suns. Normally, this place would be buzzing with activity. Merchants shouting prices, buyers arguing over rare ships, security droids floating around, everything was alive with noise and energy. But today there was nothing. No voices, no crowds, no excitement, just Kale and the silent ships. He frowned and glanced at the auction house. The large, glass-paneled building usually held the auctioneer and dozens of bidders. Today, the glass reflected only Kale's own curious expression. The doors hissed open and he stepped inside. The room was vast and empty. Rows of chairs sat neatly in place. The podium at the front where the auctioneer would normally stand was unattended. Only a single elderly man in a formal suit shuffled papers behind a desk. Hello," Kale called, his voice echoing. The old man looked up. "Ah, you must be the sole attendee," he said slowly. His voice was calm, almost bored. "Yes, I suppose you'll be bidding today." Kale blinked. "Bidding? Wait, there's no one else." The man shrugged. "No one showed, it happens sometimes. Economic downturn, travel restrictions, galactic politics, pick your reason, doesn't matter. The ships are here. They're yours for the taking if you're willing to pay." Kale's eyebrows shot up. "Yours for the taking? That can't be real. What's the catch?" "No catch," the man replied. "You want a ship, you take it. Simple, just start bidding." Kale's heart raced. Ships like these could easily cost millions of credits at a normal auction. But now, he could get one for almost nothing. He looked around. Most ships were standard freighters, a few sleek scout vessels, and a couple of old, battered cargo haulers. But one ship caught his attention. It was unlike the others. Sleek, smooth curves with a deep blue-black hull that seemed to shimmer as if it had a life of its own. Strange markings ran along the sides, glowing faintly. The cockpit was covered with a transparent dome, but inside he could see panels and controls unlike anything he had ever seen. Kale's fingers itched to touch it. "How much?" he asked. "Starting bid, 1,000 credits." Kale laughed. 1,000 credits, that was nothing. He could earn that in a week of scavenging alone. He raised his hand. "I bid 1,000. The auctioneer's eyes twinkled. "Do I hear 1,500? Kale shook his head. "No, 1,000 is fine, I'll take it." The auctioneer stared at him. "You really mean it?" Kale nodded. "Yes, 1,000 credits, that's my bid, I'll pay now." With a slow nod, the auctioneer reached under the desk and pulled out a small, glowing tablet. "Done. It's yours, congratulations, you now own the ship." Kale stared at the ship again. It looked even more magnificent now that it belonged to him. I can't believe this. No one else showed up." "Not a soul," the old man said with a shrug. "Sometimes the galaxy forgets even the rarest treasures. Enjoy your ship, it's special." Kale paid the credits and signed the papers. He could hardly contain his excitement as he walked toward the ship. Its hull was cool under his hands. The markings glowed brighter as he approached. He ran his fingers along the curves, feeling an almost electric hum under his touch. "This is incredible," he whispered. "I can't believe it's mine." The cockpit door slid open with a soft hiss. Kale stepped inside. The interior was astonishing. The seats were molded perfectly for a human body, yet they seemed to adjust as if they could think for themselves. The control panels glowed with soft light, showing symbols he had never seen before. Kale ran a hand over one of the panels. Nothing happened. Then he thought, "Open the main console." The panel lit up. Symbols shifted and rearranged themselves into patterns he could understand. Kale blinked. "What?" A soft, melodic voice filled the cockpit. "Greetings, Kale." Kale jumped. Who's there?" "I am Leora," the voice said. "I have been dormant for centuries. You have awakened me." Kale stumbled backward. "Awakened you? You're the ship." "Yes," Leora replied. "And I have waited for someone like you, someone curious, patient, and willing to explore. The auction, it was never about selling me. It was about finding you." Kale's mind raced. He had bought a ship expecting freedom and adventure. Not an intelligent ship, not a voice in his head that spoke like a human. "Wait, so you think I'm chosen?" Leora chuckled softly, a sound like wind through crystal towers. "Not chosen, discovered. I cannot operate fully without someone to guide me. You have the potential to unlock what I am capable of." Kale sat down heavily in the pilot's seat. His fingers hovered over the controls. "Potential for what?" "For discovery, for knowledge, for understanding the galaxy in ways humans have never imagined," Leora said. "I can take you anywhere, show you anything, reveal secrets lost to time, but it will not be easy. You must be brave, patient, and clever." Kale's heart pounded. Adventure had always been his dream, but this was beyond anything he could have imagined. He looked at the holographic interface that had appeared above the console. Maps of stars, alien constellations, and symbols unknown to him filled the space. I don't even know where to start," he admitted. "Start with curiosity," Leora replied. "Trust your instincts. The galaxy has many wonders, many dangers, and many opportunities. You are ready." Kale smiled, a nervous but excited smile. "All right, let's see what you can do." The ship's engines hummed softly, almost like a living heartbeat. Kale pressed a button and the hull shimmered with a protective energy. The lights inside the cockpit danced and shifted as the ship seemed to adjust itself to his presence. He took a deep breath. "Time to leave the auction behind," he said. With a soft whoosh, the ship lifted off the platform. Kale leaned back in the seat as the city below became smaller and smaller. The twin suns glinted off the hull, and the markings along the ship's side glowed brighter. "Where to first?" Kale asked, trying to hide his nervousness. "Anywhere, yet everywhere," Leora replied. "I will guide you, but know this. The universe is vast and it has been waiting for someone to understand it. That someone may be you." Kale's stomach fluttered with excitement. He had expected to buy a simple ship, maybe travel a little, see some new stars. He had not expected this. Not an intelligent ship, not the promise of adventure beyond imagination. He adjusted the controls, letting the ship respond to his thoughts. The stars stretched out before him, distant suns twinkling in the darkness. The galaxy was vast, endless, and full of mysteries. And now, he was ready to explore them all. As the auction platform disappeared behind him, Kale realized one thing clearly. Buying a ship for almost nothing had been the easiest part. The real journey, the one filled with wonder, danger, and secrets, was only just beginning. And somewhere deep in the ship's core, Leora pulsed with energy, as if smiling. She had waited centuries for this moment, and now the adventure could finally begin. Kale leaned forward in his seat. "Let's see what secrets you're hiding, Leora." The ship hummed in agreement, a soft, melodic vibration that resonated through Kale's chest. The stars ahead beckoned, full of promise. And for the first time in his life, Kale felt truly alive. The galaxy was waiting. The ship moved through space like a living creature. Its hull shimmered faintly under the starlight, and Kale could feel a soft hum under his hands as he guided it past the orbiting planets. Every control responded almost before he thought, bending to his intention as if the ship and its pilot were one. "Leora," Kale began cautiously, What exactly are you?" "I am more than a ship," the voice replied smoothly. "I am the culmination of technology, exploration, and knowledge, created by a fleet long forgotten by the galaxy. My purpose was to seek out new worlds, learn from them, and help civilizations grow." Kale's eyebrows lifted. "Long forgotten? You mean ancient?" "Yes," Leora said. "Centuries have passed since my creators last roamed the stars. I was placed in stasis, waiting for someone capable of understanding and awakening my full potential. That someone is you." Kale's stomach fluttered. His hands trembled slightly as he traced the control panels. "Wait, you mean I'm the first human to use you?" "Yes," Leora confirmed. "And you have already proven something important, curiosity. The auction was a test. Many would have passed the opportunity and walked away. You did not. Kale leaned back in the seat, a mixture of awe and nervous excitement flooding him. This is incredible. I didn't expect any of this. You never know what the universe holds until you reach out to touch it, Leora said. Her tone was calm, but Kale sensed a quiet pride beneath the words. Kale looked at the holographic interface above the console. Stars, planets, and distant galaxies appeared as if painted across the void. Tiny icons blinked in patterns he couldn't immediately understand. He reached out tentatively and touched one of the symbols. The interface responded instantly. Lines of glowing script flowed across the panels, rearranging themselves into a map that seemed alive. "Leora, what is this?" he asked. "This is a star chart," she said. "Not an ordinary one. It shows systems not yet charted by current civilization. It shows planets, stations, and artifacts lost to time. Some may contain knowledge, others secrets." Kale's pulse quickened. "Secrets?" "Yes," Leora said. "Some of my creator's knowledge was hidden from the galaxy, dangerous in the wrong hands, helpful to those who can learn." "And you have the potential to learn," Kale swallowed. "And no one else knows about this ship." "Very few," Leora said. "The auction was arranged to test the galaxy's curiosity. The moment someone bought me, the chain of discovery began. That chain is now yours." Kale stared at the stars stretching endlessly before him. He had always dreamed of adventure, of exploring the unknown. Yet now, this was beyond anything he could imagine. This ship, this sentient companion, offered him the chance to discover the galaxy itself. He took a deep breath. "All right, Leora, where do we start?" The ship pulsed softly, as if acknowledging his question. "We begin with exploration. Trust me, Kale, follow your instincts and I will guide you. Our first destination is a nearby system that contains relics of the ancient fleet." Kale's heart pounded with excitement. "Relics of the fleet, like artifacts." "Yes," Leora replied. "Objects of knowledge, items that my creators left behind for future explorers to find. Some are simple, some are not. Each contains lessons about technology, diplomacy, and understanding civilizations." Kale grinned. "I always wanted to find treasure. This sounds better." Leora's melodic laughter filled the cockpit. "This is more than treasure. This is understanding. The galaxy is full of civilizations, some advanced, some primitive, some long gone. Each has something to teach, and you are learning already." The ship glided through the void, effortlessly navigating asteroid fields and nebulae. Kale marveled at its speed and precision. He barely touched the controls, yet the ship responded perfectly, almost intuitively. "Leora, how do you do this?" he asked. "I am connected to the ship's systems at a fundamental level," Leora explained. "I can sense gravitational fields, energy signatures, and navigational anomalies. I can also communicate with other technology if necessary. In essence, I am the ship and the ship is me." Kale nodded slowly, still absorbing everything. "And all of this was waiting for me." "Yes," Leora confirmed. "I was waiting for someone capable of understanding, someone who could learn, adapt, and explore responsibly. Many would not have succeeded. Many would have abandoned me." Kale's thoughts drifted to the auction. If only one other person had shown up, would he have had the chance? Perhaps not. He shivered slightly at the thought. After hours of traveling through the quiet expanse, the ship approached a small cluster of asteroids orbiting a dim star. Kale peered out the cockpit window. One asteroid, larger than the others, glowed faintly with unusual energy readings. "Leora, what is that?" he asked. "That is our first stop," she said. "A relic from the ancient fleet. It has remained hidden for centuries. Only someone aware, someone curious, could find it." Kale's pulse quickened. He guided the ship closer. As they approached, the asteroid's surface shimmered, revealing what looked like an entrance carved into the rock. "An artificial structure?" Kale asked. "Yes," Leora said. "A repository of knowledge. Its guardians, long gone, but its purpose remains. You may enter if you wish." Kale's hands trembled with excitement as the ship landed gently on the asteroid. He opened the cockpit door and stepped onto the surface. The airlock hissed as the doors sealed, and he floated through the low-gravity environment toward the entrance. Inside, the walls were smooth, metallic, and engraved with strange symbols. Panels of glowing light lit the corridor, shifting as Kale walked past them. Every step felt like walking through history. "Leora, this is amazing," Kale whispered. "You are seeing what my creators wanted the galaxy to remember," Leora replied. "Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Take care, Kale." "Not all knowledge is easy to grasp, and some will challenge what you think you know," Kale nodded. "I'm ready." He followed the corridor to a central chamber. In the middle, a pedestal held a crystalline object glowing with a soft, pulsing light. He approached carefully, and the crystal responded to his presence, projecting holographic images into the air. Maps, star charts, and data streams filled the chamber. Kale could see civilizations rising and falling, technologies evolving, and galaxies teeming with life. He reached out and the crystal responded, allowing him to interact with the projections. This is incredible," Kale breathed. I can see everything." "Yes," Leora said, "and this is only the beginning. Each relic you find will teach you more. You will understand faster than any before you. You are learning what it means to explore responsibly, Kale." Kale smiled, feeling a surge of purpose. "I never imagined buying a cheap ship at an empty auction would lead to this." Leora hummed softly. "The galaxy has a way of surprising those who are curious. Remember this, Kale. The real adventure is not in owning a ship, but in discovering the unknown, learning from it, and sharing that knowledge wisely." Kale took one last look at the crystal. "All right. Let's keep going, Leora. Show me more." The ship hummed in agreement as Kale returned aboard. The cockpit glowed with soft light, responding to his energy and thoughts. They lifted off the asteroid, heading toward the next uncharted system. As they glided through space, Kale felt something he had never felt before, a sense of true purpose. The galaxy was vast and full of secrets, but he was not alone. Leora was with him, guiding him, teaching him, and trusting him to explore responsibly. For the first time, Kale understood that adventure was more than speed, danger, or treasure. Adventure was discovery. Adventure was understanding. Adventure was responsibility. And the galaxy was calling. He leaned back in his seat, eyes fixed on the endless stars ahead. "All right, Leora," he said with determination. "Let's see what else the universe has for us." The ship responded with a soft pulse, almost like a heartbeat, as if agreeing. Together, they set off into the unknown, ready to uncover the galaxy's long-lost secrets, one discovery at a time. Kale could hardly believe how quickly his life had changed. Only a few days ago, he had been a simple scavenger, wandering from planet to planet in search of work and credits. Now, he piloted a ship that was alive, a ship that guided him to secrets hidden for centuries. And yet, as the stars stretched endlessly before him, he felt a mixture of awe and responsibility. "Leora," he said, leaning back in the pilot's seat, "we've been traveling for hours. Where exactly are we going next?" "To a system near the outer rim," Leora replied. "It contains a station once used by my creators. It is abandoned now, but it holds records and relics that may teach us about civilizations that have vanished." Kale grinned. "Another relic. All right, I'm ready." The ship accelerated effortlessly, slipping through asteroid belts and navigating the quiet darkness of uncharted space. The stars streaked past as if they were painted on a moving canvas. Kale watched in wonder. Every maneuver the ship made felt natural, intuitive, almost as if it knew his thoughts before he had them. "This is incredible," he whispered. "I've never flown anything like this." "You will learn quickly," Leora said, "but flying is only the beginning. Observation, analysis, and patience are what make exploration meaningful." Hours passed. Kale guided the ship through narrow passages between gas clouds, and they finally approached the station. It hung silently in the void, a relic of a long-lost civilization. Its hull was battered, but the structure remained intact. Strange symbols, glowing faintly, ran along its walls. Kale's pulse quickened. Looks like it's been abandoned for centuries. Abandoned, yes, Leora said, but its systems are dormant, waiting for someone to awaken them. That someone is you. Kale docked the ship carefully. The docking ports clicked into place with soft precision. The airlock hissed open, and Kale stepped inside, feeling the familiar pull of low gravity. The station's interior was dimly lit, with panels of faded light and shadows stretching across the walls. He wandered through the corridors, marveling at the craftsmanship. The station was enormous, larger than any building he had ever seen on planets. Panels flickered as he passed, reacting to his presence. Symbols shifted, forming patterns that seemed to tell a story. "Leora, what is this story?" he asked. "It is the history of my creators," she said. "Their purpose was not conquest but understanding. They built stations like this to preserve knowledge, to guide civilizations, to teach explorers like you." Kale's eyes widened as he entered a chamber in the center of the station. Holographic images flickered to life, displaying stars, planets, and alien cities. Some looked advanced, others primitive. Entire civilizations rose and fell within moments as if time itself had been compressed. This is incredible," Kale whispered. "I can see everything." "Yes," Leora said, "and you can interact with it, learn from it. Apply what you discover. Knowledge without action is meaningless. That is why you were brought here." Kale reached out to a holographic panel, and it responded instantly. Information flowed through his mind, showing him technologies lost for centuries, tools used for diplomacy, medicine, and energy generation. He realized that these relics were not just for observing, they were meant to teach. "I could spend years learning from this," Kale said, excitement in his voice. "And this is just one station." "Indeed," Leora said. "There are many more scattered across the galaxy. Each one teaches something different. Each one waits for someone to understand." Kale spent hours exploring the station. He activated systems, studied holographic maps, and read records left by the ancient fleet. The more he learned, the more he realized how small and interconnected the galaxy was. Knowledge had been hidden, not to be hoarded, but to be used responsibly by those who could understand it. As he explored, Kale noticed something unusual. The station's energy signature pulsed faintly, almost as if it were alive. He walked toward a control panel, and the symbols rearranged themselves into a shape he recognized, a star system with a blinking point of light. "What's this?" he asked. "That is a hidden system," Leora replied. "It contains a planet with a civilization that has survived unnoticed for millennia. They have knowledge you may find useful, and perhaps they can learn from you as well." Kale's mind raced. "You mean we can visit them, meet other civilizations?" "Yes," Leora said. "But remember," Kale, approach with care. "Understanding and patience are more valuable than speed and force." Kale nodded. "I understand. No rushing. No interfering unless necessary." They left the station and navigated toward the hidden system. The journey was smooth, the ship moving with a fluid grace. Kale watched the stars as he thought about the civilizations they would encounter. Each world held secrets, and each encounter was an opportunity to learn, not to conquer. When they arrived, Kale gasped. The planet was lush and green, with sprawling forests, winding rivers, and glittering cities nestled in the valleys. Alien architecture gleamed in the sunlight, blending nature and technology seamlessly. "Wow," Kale whispered. "They've built all this, and we didn't even know they existed." "They are cautious," Leora said. "Their civilization has remained hidden for a reason. Approach respectfully and they may share their knowledge. Force them, and you risk losing the chance to learn anything." Kale guided the ship closer to a landing platform near the edge of a forest. The ship's sensors picked up life forms moving below, tall, humanoid figures with glowing patterns across their skin. They did not seem hostile. Kale took a deep breath. "All right, Leora. Let's make first contact the right way." The ship landed smoothly and Kale stepped out. The air was crisp and clean, carrying the scent of flowers and water. The humanoids approached, cautious but curious. They spoke in a melodic language and Leora translated seamlessly into words Kale could understand. "Welcome, traveler," one of them said. "We have waited, though we did not know why. Who are you?" Kale bowed slightly. "I am Kale, a traveler. This is my ship, Leora. We come in peace, seeking knowledge and understanding." The humanoids exchanged glances, then smiled. "Then you are welcome here. Few outsiders come to our world and fewer come without desire for conquest. Your arrival is fortunate." Kale spent the next days learning from the civilization. They shared technologies, stories of their ancestors, and secrets about surviving unnoticed in the galaxy. In return, Kale shared what he had learned from Leora and the ancient stations. Together, they discovered solutions to problems neither could have solved alone. "This is amazing," Kale said one evening, standing on a cliff overlooking the glowing city. "We're learning from each other. I never imagined this would be possible." "Yes," Leora said. "This is the true power of exploration. Not dominance, not treasure, but connection, understanding, cooperation." Kale smiled. "I get it now. The auction, the ship, all of it led me here. I never thought buying a cheap ship would bring me to a hidden civilization." "The galaxy works in mysterious ways," Leora said, "and there are many more mysteries ahead. The journey has only begun." As Kale looked at the stars above, he felt a surge of excitement and responsibility. He was no longer just a scavenger. He was an explorer, a bridge between civilizations and a student of the galaxy's secrets. "Where to next, Leora?" he asked. "Wherever curiosity leads," she replied. "There are stars to chart, relics to uncover, and civilizations to understand. Your journey is only beginning, Kale, and the galaxy is waiting." Kale nodded, determination shining in his eyes. The ship hummed softly beneath him, almost like a heartbeat. Together they would continue their adventures, uncovering the lost knowledge of the stars and helping the galaxy grow, not through force, but through understanding. And as the stars stretched endlessly before them, Kale realized something profound. The real treasure was not the ship, not the relics, not even the discoveries themselves. The real treasure was the journey, the learning, and the connections he would make along the way. With that thought, Kale guided the ship back into space, ready to continue exploring. Leora pulsed softly, a reminder that adventure awaited beyond every star and that together they could uncover secrets that had been waiting for centuries. The galaxy was vast. The secrets were many, and Kale was ready. Kale stared at the star map projected above the cockpit. Hundreds of blinking points of light represented systems he had yet to explore. Some were abandoned, others active with civilizations, and a few were marked with symbols he did not yet understand. "This one, Leora," Kale said, pointing to a system on the far edge of the galactic chart. Its symbol pulsed brighter than the others. "What's here?" Leora's melodic voice filled the cockpit. "This system contains the central hub of the ancient fleet. It has remained hidden for centuries, waiting for someone capable of awakening it. You are ready, Kale." Kale felt a surge of excitement and nervousness. He had explored stations, met hidden civilizations, and uncovered relics of the past. But now, he was about to face the heart of a long-lost fleet, the ultimate secret. "Ready as I'll ever be," Kale muttered. The journey was long, and the edge of the galaxy was unlike anything Kale had seen. Stars were sparse, and nebulae stretched in strange, colorful ribbons. The ship moved silently, gliding through the void like a living creature. Every time Kale felt a hint of fear, Leora's soft pulse reminded him to trust himself. Finally, the system appeared before them. A massive planet orbited a bright star, but the real marvel was the station floating above it. a colossal structure that dwarfed even the largest ships Kale had ever seen. Its hull was polished and pristine, almost untouched by time. Strange energy waves pulsed along its surface, and the entire structure seemed to hum with power. "There it is," Kale whispered. "The hub." "Yes," Leora said. "All other relics, all other stations were extensions of this hub. This is the core. Everything my creators built originates here, and it waits for someone capable, someone worthy." Kale swallowed hard. "Worthy me? You have learned, adapted, and explored with curiosity and respect," Leora replied. "That is all that is required." Kale guided the ship toward a docking bay, the hum of energy growing louder as they approached. The bay doors opened automatically, sensing their arrival. Kale stepped inside, marveling at the sheer scale of the station. Towers of lights, consoles, and platforms stretched endlessly, illuminated by a soft blue glow. "This place," Kale breathed, "it's incredible." "Not just incredible," Leora said. "It is a library of civilizations, technology, and knowledge. It is a testament to what the galaxy can achieve when discovery is guided by wisdom, not greed." Kale wandered through the corridors, passing holographic displays of star systems, ancient fleets, and long-forgotten planets. Each panel seemed to respond to his presence, rearranging data, opening new pathways, and illuminating secrets he could barely comprehend. "This is more than I imagined," Kale said, overwhelmed. "You are only seeing a fraction," Leora replied. "The core holds information about the galaxy, its civilizations, and even potential futures. It was never meant to be controlled. It was meant to be understood." As they approached the central chamber, Kale noticed a pedestal, similar to the ones he had seen before, but larger, more intricate, and pulsing with a soft, golden light. He stepped closer, and the light expanded, surrounding him in warmth. Holographic images rose around him, stars forming, civilizations growing, fleets moving in harmony. This is amazing," Kale whispered. "Yes," Leora said. "And now, Kale, you can awaken the hub fully." Kale hesitated. "Awaken it? What does that mean?" "It means connecting all relics, all stations, all knowledge into a single network. It means allowing civilizations to share knowledge, solve problems together, and thrive peacefully. It is the final gift of the ancient fleet, and it has waited for you to do so responsibly." Kale's heart raced. The weight of responsibility pressed on him, but excitement surged through his veins. "All right," he said. "Show me what to do." The pedestal responded to his thoughts, projecting a series of symbols and gestures. Kale mimicked them, feeling a strange energy flowing through him, through the ship, through the station. The holograms pulsed brighter, connecting in a web of light that stretched across the galaxy. "Kale," Leora said softly, "you are doing it. The hub is awakening." The light expanded, forming lines connecting distant stations, planets, and civilizations. Kale saw patterns he had never imagined: energy flows, communication networks, and even hints of ancient diplomacy. The galaxy itself seemed to respond, shifting slightly as if aware of the awakening. This is incredible," Kale whispered, tears in his eyes. "I can see everything, all the knowledge, all the possibilities." "Yes," Leora said, "and now others will see it too. The network will guide civilizations to learn from each other, share resources, solve problems, and grow. You have done what no one else could, unlock the legacy of the fleet." Kale stepped back, awed by what he had accomplished. "All of this from buying a cheap ship at a forgotten auction," he muttered. "I can't believe it." "Sometimes the galaxy hides wonders in plain sight," Leora said, "and sometimes it waits for someone willing to see them." The station's energy pulsed gently, and Kale could feel a connection forming with distant civilizations. Messages of cooperation, discovery, and learning flowed across the stars. Kale realized that this network would not only preserve knowledge, it would help the galaxy progress peacefully. "This is more than I ever dreamed," Kale said. "I thought I just wanted adventure, but this is so much bigger." Adventure is only the beginning, Leora said. The real journey is understanding, sharing, and helping others. You have begun that journey, Kale. Kale smiled. He looked at the stars beyond the station, twinkling and vast, and felt a sense of purpose he had never known before. He was no longer just a scavenger, no longer just a traveler. He was a guardian of knowledge, a bridge between civilizations, and a pioneer of discovery. Where do we go from here, Leora? Kale asked. Wherever curiosity leads, she replied. The galaxy is infinite and there are always more secrets to uncover, more civilizations to help, more mysteries to solve. And you are ready, Kale nodded. Then let's continue. Let's explore, learn, and share. The galaxy is waiting for us. The ship hummed softly, almost like a heartbeat, and Kale knew that together they could face whatever came next. With Leora at his side, he felt capable of anything. As they left the central hub, stars stretching endlessly before them, Kale realized the true secret of the ancient fleet. It was not power, not conquest, not even technology. It was the ability to connect, to learn, and to make the galaxy a better place. And Kale, the scavenger who bought a forgotten ship at an empty auction, had become the key to that secret. The galaxy was alive, full of potential, and for the first time, Kale felt he belonged, not just as a traveler but as a part of something much greater. He smiled. Adventure awaited, knowledge called, and the stars themselves seemed to whisper promises of wonders yet to come. And with Leora by his side, Kale was ready to answer that call. The galaxy had waited centuries for someone like him, and now he was ready.